Hopefully YouTube is working today. Here we go. It appears to be functioning. And let me get the recording going. Okay. All right. The court is calling cause number 2020 DCM 6580. This is a hearing on a petition filed by the Attorney General's Office, a suit affecting parent-child relationship with an acknowledgement of paternity. There appears to be one minor child before the court. Parties in this case are Christian Enriquez and Desiree Ojeda Ibarra. At this time that the case is being called, only Ms. Ojeda Ibarra is present before me. Record should reflect that Mr. Christian Enriquez was served with citation back on December 31st of last year, 2020. And at this time that the case is being called, Mr. Ibarra is not present, and he has not filed any sort of response to the petition. The record should reflect that this matter is called for a final hearing today, April 22nd, at 8 o'clock, and set for a Zoom hearing at 9:15. Mr. Enriquez did not appear at either time. This matter is being, my name is Antonio Rodriguez. I am the Associate Judge for the Title 4D Court here in El Paso, Texas. We are appearing on this matter on a Zoom application since we cannot appear in court due to the current pandemic crisis that's going on in our community. However, the Supreme Court of the State of Texas, the Office of Court Administration, and the local Council of Judges have permitted us to conduct our hearings remotely. And we're doing so on this Zoom application. The record on this proceeding is being maintained by the computer-generated system that records our hearings, and that is the official record of our proceedings here today. And at this time, I'm going to go ahead and call the case and have the Assistant Attorney General, Ms. Strathman, make an announcement on this matter. Ready to proceed, Ms. Strathman?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Ms. Ojeda, are you ready to proceed today, ma'am? You need to unmute your device, please, so I can hear you.
My apologies. Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, ma'am. That's fine, not a problem. Let me make sure the audio is working, my volume is working up, okay. All right, at this time then, I'll ask Ms. Ojeda, if you please raise your right hand so I can swear you in. Ma'am, do you swear or affirm that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, ma'am. You may lower your hand now. All right, Ms. Strathman, go ahead, present the case.
Oh, thank you, Your Honor. So, Ms. Ojeda, you and Mr. Enriquez separated on or about September 10th of 2020. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're asking that you be named the sole managing conservator of Shaylee. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Enriquez has moved to Seattle, Washington for employment. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And prior to leaving El Paso, what was he making in hourly wages? What was his hourly wage?
$10 an hour.
All right. And what is he making now?
$20 an hour.
Okay. And that happened about March 1st of 2021?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And do you have a video where he talks about making the $20 an hour?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. In addition, you're asking that you be named the sole managing conservator of Shaylee, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're asking that his visits, Mr. Enriquez's visits, be supervised by you.
Yes, please, ma'am.
And you're asking that those visits be from 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. every Sunday.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You have pictures as to what type of behavior Mr. Enriquez engages in when he is at his parents' house which is why when we were talking about him having supervised visits and I had asked about maybe somebody other than you supervising, you said no, because you told me that the pictures you're about to put up in front of the screen were how he behaves when he's at his parents' house with his parents there, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so will you show the judge the pictures and describe them like you did for me?
We had separated September 10th, and I dropped her off because he had asked to see her. And this is a picture that I found that he posted on his social media. There's alcohol right there. My daughter's right there. This is a week after. Alcohol right there. My daughter's right there. There's also drugs involved. There's still drugs involved. And drugs. And this is just the abuse that I have suffered with him. But that is all I have for when she was under his supervision.
Okay, so we'll talk about the abuse that you suffered from him. What did he do?
He physically and mentally abused me while
Okay.
living with him.
What specifically?
He hit me. So it all started when I was pregnant. He sent me to the hospital. I went to the hospital, and then that's when we moved out. He hit me constantly, everywhere. There's also proof where he hit on the apartment door right here. And this is just proof when he hit me.
Are you asking the court to make a finding of family violence and to make your information confidential and not allow the disclosure of your information?
Yes, please.
All right. So we just gave the judge a lot of information in a big batch. So you're asking that you be named sole managing conservator, that his access and possession, should he come to town to come see the baby, be on Sundays from 10 to 6, but be continuously supervised by you. You're asking for a family violence finding and that your information be kept confidential. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so that's that whole package. In addition, you're asking the court for some provisions regarding passports. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am. I would
What do
like
you-
the exclusive right to apply for and maintain a passport, and his signature is not required in the application, please.
All right. Okay, so with regards to the custody and the visitation and rights and duties and those kinds of things regarding the child, is there anything else you want the court to hear?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
The rest of the evidence that I have for abuse would be on video.
Okay. And if the judge wants to see that, I'm sure he'll ask when I pass you as a witness. Thought that would be more complicated this way, but we'll see what the judge wants. Now, with regards to the child support and the medical support, from the time you separated through the time you separated September 10th, beginning October 1st, 2020 until February 28th, 2021, you're asking that the child support be calculated, the retro judgment, at $10 per hour, because that's what he was making, with a $70
Yes, ma'am.
cash medical support. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And then for March and up until today, you're asking that the retro judgment be reflective of the new amount he's making of $20 per hour and a $150 medical support reimbursement. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And so the total amount for the medical support judgment is $6,059. Is that what we figured out?
Yes, ma'am.
And then $1,575 for the medical support.
Yes.
Retroactive judgment, okay. And you're asking that the that the child support be paid back at $60 a month and the medical support back at $15 per month. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The current support, based on him making $20 an hour, the monthly amount will be $556 and the cash medical reimbursement will be $150, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And is that what you're asking the court to do?
Yes, ma'am, please.
So everything we've talked about today, is it all in the best interest of your child?
Yes, ma'am.
I pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Ojeda, I just have a couple of follow-up questions that I would like to ask you. Since Mr. Enriquez has moved out of state, has he visited with the child at all?
Ever since he moved out of El Paso, no, sir.
Okay. Has he asked to see her or talk to her or visit with her at all? Has he asked to see her?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. In addition to the supervised visitation and no alcohol or drugs, are you asking that all visitation be limited to El Paso County, Texas? In other words, he cannot remove that child out of El Paso. Is that what you're also requesting?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, okay, thank you, ma'am. All visitation to occur here in El Paso, Texas, not to be removed. Okay. Let me see anything else. And how old is your daughter?
She's 1 year. She's 17 months.
17 months. Okay. And I believe you all signed what we call an acknowledgement of paternity at the hospital, or that both of you signed the acknowledgement of paternity?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Because that was not attached to the petition, but I will take judicial notice of the acknowledgement of paternity that was signed by the parties, and it does appear to be in proper form. Okay. Do you know what kind of work he's doing in Seattle?
I believe it's construction just because of pictures that I see on social media. He's wearing a vest. So I believe it's construction. I'm not sure, Your Honor.
Okay, all right. Construction work. Okay, all right. That's all the questions I had. Any other follow-up questions, Ms. Rathman?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
I have one.
All right, yes, ma'am? Did you want to say
does,
something?
does that restrict me from taking her out of the country, out of town? I'm sorry.
No, ma'am, I'm going to make a ruling on that.
Okay.
But you are able, I'm not going to impose any geographical restriction. In other words,
Okay.
you can move if you desire to move out of El Paso County. That's fine. Just let the AG's office know where you have moved to. Okay. So there'll be no geographical restriction. Okay, Ms. Ojeda, did you have any other questions or anything else that you wanted to bring up to my attention before I make a ruling?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, ma'am. All right, based on the testimony presented here today, I will find that Mr. Enriquez is the father of the child. That was established already when y'all signed the acknowledgement of paternity. I am going to go ahead and appoint Ms. Ojeda, sole managing conservator of the child. As indicated, there'll be no geographical restriction imposed at this time. Let's see, visitation will be, as the court finds that the visitation schedule as presented is appropriate and in the best interest of the child. To be, was it every Sunday or every other Sunday? 10 to 6.
Every Sunday, Your Honor?
Okay, every Sunday. If
Can it,
Mr. Enriquez wishes to visit with a child, that'll be the visitation schedule with the following conditions. That under no circumstance will Mr. Enriquez be allowed to visit with a child if he has been consuming any alcohol or any drugs prior to or during the visitation. All visitation is to be supervised by Ms. Ojeda or any other adult person that she designates to supervise the visitation. And further, that all visitation is limited to El Paso County, Texas. In other words, he is not permitted to remove that child from this county without the permission of Ms. Ojeda or without the permission of the court. Okay. So as indicated, there'll be no geographical restriction imposed on Ms. Ojeda or the child. There is a finding, I'm making these rulings based on the finding that there has been physical family violence in the past on the part of Mr. Enriquez. So there'll be a finding of family violence, and that's why I'm making these rulings as indicated. Okay. And further, because of that, also grant a non-disclosure of any of Ms. Ojeda's information not to be disclosed in the court order. Ms. Ojeda will have the exclusive right to apply for and obtain a passport for the child as requested by her.
I apologize.
Okay, yes, ma'am. As far as the child support obligations, the court finds that those, the proposed child support medical support, is your daughter covered on health insurance through the government, either CHIP or Medicaid, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor, she has Superior Health Plan Medicaid.
Okay. In other words, Mr. Enriquez has not provided any health insurance for the child.
No, Your Honor.
And you have no other source of any providing health insurance for the child, either
No.
through work or any other person.
Yeah, no, Your Honor.
So the findings on the child support, medical support, and the retroactive support as proposed are appropriate, and that will be the order of the court. All these payments are to commence on May 1, and all payments must be made through the registry of the court. Let me see, is all retroactive child support and retroactive medical support are approved by the court, and payments on those judgments. Okay, believe, Ms. Strathman, did I?
You have it all, Judge.
Did I
You covered
not,
everything.
everything was covered? Okay.
Oh, court costs.
Court cost as billed assessed against Mr. Enriquez.
Your Honor, may I say something?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there any way I can change it to every other Sunday? If not, it's okay. I understand.
That's fine. That's fine with the court. If you want to make it every other Sunday, that's fine. I think it'll probably be better for him as well, since he doesn't have to travel over here. Every other Sunday.
Yes, thank you so much. I appreciate you.
On the order, every other. Does he have relatives here in El Paso? I believe you
Yes,
mentioned.
Your Honor.
Okay.
His parents, his siblings, his family is here, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Okay. Ms. Strathman, anything else that I haven't made a ruling upon?
No, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
Okay. Do you want to go ahead and have Ms. Ojeda review the order before I sign it, or can you?
Ms. Ojeda, is it okay if I just go ahead and draft this order and present it to the court for his signature and then send you a copy?
Yes, ma'am.
Great.
Okay.
So much.
All right, very well. Then Ms. Strathman will go ahead and prepare the order as I have issued it right now.
Yes, sir.
To me, once I receive it, I will sign it. Sometimes I sign those orders right away, as you know, Ms. Strathman.
Yes.
I will sign the order. The order will then be filed with the clerk's office, and copies will be sent to the parties. Okay? All right. I think we covered everything, Ms. Ojeda. Anything else? Any last minute things that you thought about?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much for your participation today, Ms. Ojeda. I do appreciate you being here. And with that, the hearing will be concluded. Okay, I'm just looking to make sure I have everything covered on this. All right, we'll go ahead and conclude the hearing. Ms. Ojeda, you're free to go, ma'am. Be careful, be safe. Thank you for your participation. Take care of that little one, okay?
I will do. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you, ma'am. All right.